Hi there, Chris here with another fresh tip for you all. In this video, we are going to take a look at applying transfers, or decals, or decals, whichever wording you prefer. As you can see here, we have our little space marine, and we're going to apply a tactical symbol. We're going to use the space marine transfer sheet here, and you can see we're going to use that double arrow symbol. We're going to use a nice, fresh X-Acto blade. We're going to use these little clamping tweezers here. I like these kind of tweezers, but any kind of tweezers will do. I've got a dish here, which is just like a little bit of a shallowness to it. Then we're just going to use for water. And I'm going to use some technical art coat, as it's known today. Basically, I'm just going to take a layer of this art coat and apply it onto the shoulder pad, because that is where we're going to apply our transfer. Now, if you were going to apply this on the knee or anywhere else, then obviously you would apply the art coat into that area. Not too heavily, but a generous amount. The dish has been filled with just a bit of water. There's like a millimeter or two of water in there. I've cut out the transfer very carefully. I'll use the tweezers to clamp onto it and then gently apply the transfer into the water so that it is fully submerged. And I use my brush to simply massage the surface and make sure there's no air bubbles or anything like that. And, you know, just basically baby it. After about a few minutes, after it's been sitting there for a bit, test it periodically, every other minute kind of thing. As soon as you see it starts to move, we're ready to transfer. I take my brush, add just a little bit of water to the surface, and then very gently I use my brush to slide the transfer onto the surface, kind of like the reverse of the blanket trick where you're trying to, pull the tablecloth out. And no, I guess not. But using this brush here, I just position the transfer into the position where I want it, using a little bit of water in the bristles. But once I'm happy with where it is, then I draw the moisture out of the bristles and then begin to move the bristles along the surface, kind of squeegeeing out the moisture from under the transfer. And you can see here, once you start to do this for a little bit, you'll see that there's little crinkles start to appear and such. And this is just because of the nature of laying a transfer down on that curvature. And anybody who's done this before knows that this is a huge pain. I like to use Walther's Solvaset. This is a decal setting solution. Just simply use the brush that comes in the bottle and apply a very generous amount to the surface. Do not move this around a lot. You just want to apply this fairly generously on top of and around the transfer. Set it aside, allow it to dry, and as you'll see here, the transfer is set. And look at that. It is adhering to the surface nice and clearly. There are little minor, things that can appear here and there, like ripples and such on the surface. Not a huge issue. I'm going to use Lamian medium here, just a fairly generous amount. We're going to apply this onto the surface. Again, this is just to knock out that shine and marry the transfer to the surface, unifying the look and giving us a very cohesive look to the shoulder pad. Once it's dry, you can see here, it looks like it's almost like it was painted onto the surface. It just like similar to the other shoulder pad, and you're ready to go. And it's as easy as that. Do not be afraid to give it a try. This is using transfers. This is my preferred way. Really, the big one is the Walther's Solvaset. It makes life so much better. Huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support me. Without their support, these videos would not be possible. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link in the description below, and there are varying tiers to support it, and a huge thank you to everybody who's considering it. Take care of those brushes, and they will take care of you.